Jabir Ibn Hayyan believed in hands-on experimentation. The experiments that you're going to see demonstrated now have been designed to teach us about the contributions of this great scientist.
So this is Sister Suzanne, and she's going to be doing an experiment with gummy worms. She's going to be using the pipette, and this is something that Jabir Ibn Hayyan came up with.
Okay. This is a solution of alginate, and that comes from a brown seaweed. This is a solution of calcium chloride, and this is what we put on the streets to help the ice melt. And when we combine these, we can make a gum, looks sort of like a jelly worm when you use a pipette. So I've colored this one green so you can see the gummy worms. So you suck up some of the alginate seaweed solution, and you pour it into the chloride solution. And if you zoom in, you can see that when I hold it in here, it makes a little worm.
Cool.
Wow, good.
And it's not going to disperse when you stir it up. It's going to stay as a gel.
So by the way, these gummy bears are not eatable.
No.
So don't try to put it in your mouth. They're not going to taste good.
Okay, I colored a blue dot on this piece of paper, and then after I dipped this chromatography paper in water, it separated the blue marker into a bunch of colors like hot pink, purple, dark blue, and then it turns into light blue. This is what I will be showing you guys in the other room. Thank you. 3, 2, 1.
Ready? Okay, so the other thing we are going to do is work with fabrics. And what we have here is polyester, and then we have cotton. And you can see that cotton is the fabric that has picked up this color. It's navy blue. And polyester is not getting dyed with this. So you have to match the fabric to the dye. And it depends on what kinds of groups are on the fabric that will interact with the dye. So if you look at this, it says iodine poly red. This is for dyeing polyester. And this dye, it says iodine navy. It is to dye cotton. And so Jabir Ibn Hayyan's contribution was also for dyeing fabrics. And he came up with dyes that were permanent. And he also came up with this compound called alum that will help a fabric catch on a dye. So it's kind of like an intermediate molecule that holds on to the dye and holds on to the fabric and brings the two together. And so he worked with this as well. And so the clothes that we wear today, if we buy something new and then we wear it once and then we wash it and the dye comes off, that's not very good, right? So we have to thank Jabir Ibn Hayyan for coming up with the process of making dyes permanent on fabric. All right, thank you. This is Sister Zainab, and she's going to be making bath bombs. And we are going to use citric acid, sodium bicarbonate, and cornstarch. This is very safe. So when you go back home today, this is something you can do for a relaxing afternoon. So, Sister Zainab?
And this is how citric acid was invented by one of the students of Imam Jafar Sadiq known as Jabir bin Hayyan. And he invented citric acid from lemon and tartaric acid from the residue left after wine. So this is how we are going to make the bath bombs using 1 teaspoon of citric acid, which is an organic substance, and it's used for many different purposes: maintaining the pH, shampoos, preservatives, and so
skin creams, lotions. It's good for your skin.
Yeah, and it's very good for your skin. So use 1 spoon of citric acid, 1 spoon of baking soda, and half a spoon of cornstarch, which you use in the Chinese recipes too, right? And then shake it real good and put some And we also have to put some, what you call, the fragrance in it. Mix the fragrance, and then here is the fragrance, whatever fragrance you need. So this one is,
It smells like roses.
yeah, a rose fragrance. So just 1 or 2 drops are more than enough. Then shake it tight, and then
We are going to show you how it's going to fizzle in the back.
yeah, and that's what citric acid does. So here is, let me do that for you, and
So
just
this is-
watch it very carefully. See
So
how
this
it
is citric
feels.
acid with the baking soda, and it's going to produce a really nice smell because of all the gas
Imran,
that's coming
smell
out.
it. Can you?
Roses?
Yeah, it's amazing. And this, the fizzes is because of the citric acid does that.
Go ahead and put his face on.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is in the occasion of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq birth, and this is about metals. Jabir Ibn Hayyan used to work with metals, so he used to do tarnishing metals and then cleaning them too. But today we're gonna just do the tarnishing. So we're gonna take a coin like this, and we're gonna write on it, just like that, and it's gonna look something like this. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop it into a bath that has some sulfur in it, and that sulfur is gonna color the copper because there is gonna be a new compound that's gonna form on the surface. So after a while, what we can do, we can recover our coin, and you're gonna see it's gonna turn blackish in color. But that's gonna have some acids on it, and we don't want to touch those acids. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it in a baking soda bath so that it neutralizes all the extra acids. And then we stir it a little bit, and then we take it out. When we take it out, it looks really nice and shiny, and now we can touch it. Really cool. This is for Bayt al-Ilm.
And this is Dr. Ahmed Ode, and he's working with metals and metal tarnishing. Okay, so this is Imran Mohsin, and he's the one who put the movie together. So we have to thank him for it. Imran, you want to say something?
Yeah, it took me about 3 to 4 days to put the whole movie together, and it took me about 2 days to record my mom on the movie, which you will hear in a few minutes. And I learned that Jabir Ibn Hayyan was a really cool guy, and it really surprised me of like how much stuff he did in his life. Thank you.